also things about the world that I just knew.
Oh! Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to Please Wake Up. Now, if you don't remember from previous videos, or you just happen to be new to this game, according to the dev, has some lasting psychological effects. It can affect, like, color perception, things like that. And then there are flashing and, like, pop-up colors that could trigger issues. So if that's something you're concerned about, or you want nothing to do with that, go ahead and pop off and watch a different video. Look, boop, I'll link in other videos. There you go. And I'll see you next time. But if you are still here at this point, we're jumping right back in. I don't know how long this game is. The developer did say they'd made some tweaks to how the game plays. I guess some difficulty settings. And then, I mean, maybe we'll finish it this video. Maybe not. And hopefully, I won't end up with a giant headache like I did last time.
And good evening. We have exclusive details, a new communication that could be from John McCullough, the alleged kidnapper of the two missing children. Earlier today, we received a letter that appears to be from Mr. McCullough, although investigators are still confirming its origins. The note reads as follows. My son has fallen ill and has only a few days to live. The government has kept him locked up in a sham hospital with hacks for doctors. They are claiming that his condition is terminal, despite the fact that I know exactly how to fix him. They're just looking to harvest his organs.
All the tiles are fucked up.
I will transfer parts of Timothy's hippocampus.
This one's got a different tile, though.
He will be able to retain his recent memories and continue his conscious identity. I have performed similar surgeries with resounding success. These hospitals are choosing to kill patients instead of saving lives because it's cheaper. The public should be aware of this.
I'm sure it
is.
is.
The lies we are being fed. They will see the proof when Timothy is healthy tomorrow. Until then, please do not look for me.
Ooh.
Respond to the note with
Hi.
Our medical correspondent, Dr. Kenneth Ulrich.
Nice,
Kenneth?
Nice.
Thank you, Nora.
Nope, table didn't change.
Mr. McCullough,
My bad.
if you are listening, do not attempt this operation. Medical experts state that such a surgery will likely result in the death of both children, and that the desired outcome cannot be achieved with current medical technology.
Okay.
For the sake of Thomas Mandela's family, as well as the life of your own son, do not attempt this surgery.
Oof.
And what of his claims of being
We're
a
working
successful
well
neurosurgeon?
towards that headache.
These claims are false. Mr. McCullough was hired as a neurosurgeon at the Kirkbride Psychiatric Hospital for 2.5 years with a fake medical license. He was arrested for medical malpractice, and the hospital was shut down after it was discovered that he was performing highly experimental and illegal surgeries on his patients.
How do you get somebody with fake credentials?
These surgeries resulted in permanent loss of cognitive functions, as well as death.
All right, thank you, Dr. Ulrich. Up next, we have interviews with the Mandela and McCullough families, both pleading for the safe return of their children.
Currently, we have with us Dr. James Mass, an acclaimed neurosurgeon who specializes in dealing with comatose patients. His research, which involves a new method of awakening comatose patients, is currently in the final stages of clinical trials. Tell us about how you started along this.
Pretty sure that's not how you say that.
So my work
comatose.
Of the work of a man named Dr.
Sounds like some sort of weird toast.
His groundbreaking research showed that some comatose patients are fully aware.
Wow, that was subtle change. I could have been wrong on that one.
Respond or consciously control their bodies. He proved this by using fMRI scanners, which would allow him to observe a comatose patient's brain activity patterns. Different thoughts produce different brain activity patterns.
Different tots?
For
like
example,
tots?
Thinking about playing tennis activates a different area of the brain than thinking about moving around one's house.
Oof.
With this, he was able to ask the patient a question and then tell them to think about playing tennis to indicate yes, and to think about navigating through their house to indicate no.
Lay your ass back down.
Comatose patients do show brain activity, but are still completely unaware of their surroundings. I was curious about what these patients were thinking of and experiencing. Was it relaxing? Was it frightening? What I wanted to do was to communicate with these
We got
comatose
this.
patients on
I think
a
we got
very
this
basic
time.
level.
And how did you accomplish that?
Oh, well, it's quite complicated. Many comatose patients are unable to access their lower-level sensory inputs, such as their vision or hearing. However, we can map the neural patterns from
God, those things make me freaking flinch every time.
Perception.
Ooh.
For example, we can trace your recognition of the letter A all the way from your retina to your understanding of the concept of the letter A. With this knowledge, we can simulate a patient's brain to replicate those higher-level neural patterns. The patient's brain then contextualizes and interprets those patterns to represent the words and letters we wish to convey, even though they are in a coma. We think it works kind of like how your alarm clock beeping is sometimes naturally incorporated into your dreams in the morning.
Like all the time, yeah.
Of course, we can only really achieve this with very simple and well-defined concepts, such as letters and words. We use a similar method to record feedback from the patient, but can only extract very simple yes or no responses.
Did it work?
It was difficult to tell at first. We could extract very clear yes and no's to a very high statistical significance by simply asking the patient to respond with yes or no. We could also ask the patient common sense and common knowledge questions and get accurate answers. Many patients were also able to answer questions about pop culture. However, we found that when asking the patient personal questions about their lives, they tended to answer incorrectly. Because of this, we decided to stimulate the hippocampus to see if it would allow them to access their recent memories. Astonishingly, one of our first patients woke up as a result.
I wasn't sure if that was right.
We believe that we managed to activate the memories directly connected
the
to
memories?
his loss of consciousness, which allowed him to connect.
You activated his mammary glands?
From interviewing the patient, we've managed to
That's
learn
wrong.
a great deal about what comatose people are really experiencing.
Comatose
More
people?
importantly, though, we've developed a novel technique that helps resuscitate comatose individuals.
There have been reports that your technique is dangerous, sometimes resulting in death. You have been accused by some of being too liberal with the technique. Do you have
You damn liberal.
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, some of our initial patients did pass away in the process.
Unfortunately, we killed a number of people.
They managed to partially wake up, but simply stopped breathing and blinking. We believe that the reawakening of their somatic nervous system, which controls conscious movements and actions, temporarily disrupted the functioning of their autonomic
It keeps
nervous
changing
system,
a lot.
which controls unconscious actions such as breathing and blinking. This can result in death if the patient stops breathing for too long.
Stops breathing?
Since then, we've developed extra medical techniques to prevent this from occurring. No patients have died since we've incorporated these extra practices. Regarding the comments about being too liberal with the technique, many people
Okay, hold on, come on, don't fuck with me now.
Works with those who have relatively recently fallen into a coma. We've found that we are not able to wake up who have been in a vegetative state.
No,
for
shit,
longer than a
wrong.
week. This means that there is little time for deliberation when deciding whether or not to proceed. We've always obtained permission from the family of the patients and make sure that they are fully aware of the risks.
All right, thank you for speaking with us, Dr. Mass.
Oh, I think I made it.
After a short break, we will be interviewing Martin Dockery, the first patient to wake up from hippocampal stimulation.
I made it! Oof! Oof! Alright. That one was giving me a hard trouble the last time. So I think he did soften up the difficulty scale a bit.
Tell us how that experience felt.
It wasn't frightening. Looking back, it was more surreal than anything. But while I was experiencing it, it was completely indistinguishable from reality.
Things are a bit too close for my
Now,
liking.
obviously, I can point out all of the inconsistencies now that I've awoken. But like, it seemed completely real at the time. Much like a dream.
Bit too close.
Exactly did you
I can't remember any of this shit.
It felt just like real life.
Oh my god.
But also not at all like my real life. Like, for example, I was many years older. I had a job. I was in a different part of the country. In real life,
I don't know
grew up
what's
in New York
changed.
City. However, in my coma, I'd grown up in rural Kansas. Even my name was different. Like, in my dreams. My name was Jack Prince, not Martin. In general, almost everything about my personal identity was different.
Fuck.
It's difficult to describe the day-to-day without sounding completely mundane, though. Like, I would just wake up, do my morning routine, and then go to work.
That was
I
wrong.
vividly remember my job. I was a paper salesman in Pennsylvania. Like, I can describe to you the layout of the room and, like, where I sat. I would call potential clients and I'd try to convince them to buy our products. After work, I would head home. I would eat dinner with my girlfriend and watch TV or hang out with friends or something.
I'm gonna fuck this one all up.
Looking back, it was kind of what I thought adult life would be like when I was 16.
Well, to be fair, it seems like a fairly accurate portrayal. What did you experience when you were contacted by Dr. Mass?
It was strange, but not all that strange. My friend Jim called me and asked me if I watched TV the previous night.
I don't.
I hadn't.
Everything's all twisted around on me.
The craziest thing on television. Someone had managed to hack the local TV broadcasts and like broadcast a virus to TVs that were tuned in at the time, including many of his neighbors. After work, I went to his house to try out the hacked TV. When I turned it on, letters were slowly typed across the screen. It started by just asking a simple question. Something along the lines of, can you read this? Jim told me that he figured out that hitting channel up on the remote would indicate yes, and hitting channel down would indicate no.
I'm gonna fuck this all up.
I answered a number of strange but very simple questions on Jim's TV. There were simple logic questions, basic knowledge questions, and some pop culture questions. I only knew the answer to some of the pop culture ones. But after some time, it started asking me different questions.
Different?
Yeah. It asked me about what I now know is my real life. Like, for example, it asked me, is your name Martin Dockery? To me at the time, the answer was obviously no. I was Jack Prince, not Martin Dockery. It asked me a number of questions like this about my identity. Like, for example, it asked me if I was from New York. It asked me about my parents. The questions made no sense to me.
I don't fucking know.
At the end, it simply said, thank you. We will be communicating with you again shortly.
And then what happened?
Well, nothing happened for a couple days, but the hack was the talk of the town. I mean, everybody had these crazy conspiracy theories about who did it and why. Like, I remember my friend Michael believed that it was another dimension trying to contact us, or the government testing some new cyber warfare techniques or something. He analyzed all of the little details of the wording, looking for hidden clues.
Oh yeah, okay. I was never gonna guess that.
Dozens of times. And the vast majority of people thought it was just an absurd prank pulled by some immature hackers, like the Max Headroom incident in Chicago. The people who were affected just got their TVs replaced, and life mostly went on as normal.
Well, how did you end up waking up?
Well, a few days after the first incident, Jim called me and told me that it happened again.
Damn it.
This time, it showed a video. I went to his house again to check it out, and it showed a first-person video of a child playing basketball outside with his friends. I could see that it was in a city, And I could hear his friends telling him to pass the ball. Then it showed another video. This time it was a first-person video of the same child getting ice cream. I could hear the music being played in the store. This repeated maybe about 4 or 5 times. I remember Jim and I were just standing there.
Wait, what?
Just absolutely perplexed.
No fucking...
To be clear, the child in the video was you, correct?
Yes, but I didn't know it at the time. Like, in my coma, I was a completely different person.
Oh, come the fuck on.
And the final video showed the child riding a bike. The child was distracted and then was hit by a car.
No.
I remember seeing
No, I'm sorry.
glass all over the floor and blood seeping out of his head. After seeing this, things began to feel strange. I could hear a ringing in my ears, and I started feeling a number of strange sensations. I fell to the floor, and I remember Jim asking me if I was all right. On the TV, it started showing scenes from a hospital. I could hear doctors panicking. I heard the beeping of my heart monitor. The world around me was melting, and the world from the TV screen was somehow expanding into my reality. I couldn't breathe. I had to close my eyes or else it felt like my head would explode.
Shit.
And then I woke up. I was 16 years old again.
No, motherfucker.
All of my friends from Pennsylvania were gone. All of the things I remembered experiencing, like graduating from high school, or
fucking ass.
meeting my girlfriend and getting my first job, never happened.
God damn it.
That must have been a world-shattering experience. Was there really no indication at the time that you were in a coma?
Well, yes. There was no obvious indication that I was in a coma.
I'm about to lose this.
But after the first time I was contacted, I started to realize some strange things about my dream world while I was in it. Like, for example, I noticed that I would always yawn when I looked close to the sun. I would also occasionally get the strong feeling of deja vu, and my dreams while in the coma were far less coherent. More specifically, though, there were also strange inconsistencies in my memory and in perception. After the incident, black and white lines that appeared to be colorless suddenly had a slight colored tinge to them. And most people in my dream world at the time chalked it up to the hacked TVs having a strange effect on our eyes, but nobody really had a solid scientific explanation. There were also things about the world that I just knew.
Oh! God. Damn it.
Tell us how that experience...
This is the part that I hate the most, is
wasn't
having to start
frightening.
all over again.
Looking back, it was more surreal than anything. At the end, it simply said, "Thank you. We will be communicating with you again shortly."
Then what happened?
It was polite.
Well, nothing happened for a couple days, but the hack was the talk of the town. I mean, everybody had these crazy conspiracy theories about who did it and why. Like, I remember my friend Michael believed that it was another dimension trying to contact us, or the government testing some new cyber warfare techniques or something. He analyzed all of the little details of the wording, looking for hidden clues after, replaying it dozens of times. And the vast majority
Sounds like
of
your friend's a
people
whack
thought it
job.
was just an absurd prank pulled by some immature hackers, like the Max Headroom incident in Chicago. The people who were affected just got their TVs replaced, and life mostly went on as normal.
Well, how did you end up waking up?
Well, a few days after the first incident, Jim
No,
called me
the
and told me that
freaking-
it happened again. This time, it showed a video.
Are you kidding me?
I
The
went to his
sync?
house again to check it out.
What
and
the
it
fuck?
showed a first-person video of a child playing basketball outside with his friends.
How the fuck you gonna
I
screw
could
me
see
like
it was
that?
a city, and I could hear his friends telling him to pass the ball. Then
I pointed out that the fucking sink was wrong several times.
This time it was a first-person video of the same child getting ice cream.
The sink is below.
I could hear the music being played in the store. This repeated
Fuck you with
maybe
that bullshit.
about 4 or 5 times. I remember Jim and I were just standing there, just absolutely perplexed.
To be clear, the child in the video was you, correct?
Yes, but I didn't know it at the time. Like, in my coma, I was a completely different person. I was an adult named Jack.
Fuck this whole thing up.
And the final video showed the child riding a bike.
God damn it, no.
The child was distracted and then was hit by a car. I remember seeing broken glass all over the floor and blood seeping out of his head. After seeing this, things began to feel strange. I could hear a ringing in my ears, and I started feeling a number of strange sensations. I fell to the floor, and I remember Jim asking me if I was all right. On the TV, it started showing scenes from a hospital. I could hear doctors panicking. I heard the beeping of my heart monitor. The world around me was melting, and the world from the TV screen was somehow expanding into my reality. I couldn't breathe. I had to close my eyes or else it felt like my head would explode. And then I woke up.
Then my head exploded.
I was 16 years old again. All of my friends from Pennsylvania were gone. All of the things I remembered experiencing, like graduating from high school, or meeting my girlfriend and getting my first job, never happened.
That must have been a world-shattering experience. Was there really no indication at the time that you were in a coma?
Well, yes, there was no obvious indication that I was in a coma. But after the first time I was contacted, I started to realize some strange things about my dream world while I was in it. Like, for example, I noticed that I would always yawn when I looked close to the sun.
That's a real thing, though.
I would also occasionally get the strong feeling of deja vu. And my dreams while in the coma were far less coherent. More specifically, though, there were also strange inconsistencies in my memory and in perception. After the incident, black and white lines that appeared to be colorless suddenly had a slight colored tinge to them. And most people in my dream world at the time chalked it up to the hacked TVs having a strange effect on our eyes, but nobody really had a solid scientific explanation. There were also things about the world that I just knew weren't true. Like, one that stood out to me in particular was of the Monopoly Man, or Mr. Pennybags. I knew for a fact that he wore a monocle, but in my dream world, there was no evidence that this was ever the case. I think my subconscious mind did whatever it could to reconcile inconsistencies such as this one. Many of my friends agreed with me, and I dismissed it as just being a silly coincidence. Any further discussion of these would just mark you as a conspiracy theorist. Despite all this, the most clear clue that I was dreaming was...
And we have breaking news
Was
coming out
what?
of Howard County. The police are slowly closing on the now abandoned Kirkbride Psychiatric Hospital that alleged kidnapper John McCullough had previously practiced at. They have confirmed that
Oh,
children, along
I
with
survived.
are at the location. We will keep you updated with any new developments.
Oh, thank you. Establishing connection. Are you able to read this? Oh man, channel up. Beginning safety sequence. It is very important that you follow the instructions we are about to give you. Don't do anything else, and don't get distracted by any external events. Just read. Don't speak or make unnecessary movements. Am I understood?
We've already begun to transmit the safety sequence 2 minutes ago.
Beginning to remove the microelectrodes from the hippocampus. It looks like microelectrodes are mistakenly placed on foreign tissue as well. This may have messed things up during stimulation.
Heart rate has suddenly spiked.
Need to remove the foreign brain tissue now. Get me a scalpel.
Here, what happened?
Damn it. I'm having difficulty removing the foreign tissue with the current incision. Need to make a new one. We need to abort immediately. Why is the pulse generator still on? Turn it off.
That was so cool. That was cool. Trying to make me feel like my world might be fake. I get you. I saw that. Wow, that's cool. That's a very interesting game. The recognizing changes, like subtle changes, can get annoying at times, especially like really subtle changes. Like the ceiling went from beige to off-white. Like, it's cool though. Just the memory thing is not something I'm used to. My memory sucks, but the ideas that were being presented with how your brain works, perception, memory, your hippocampus, like the dude having a completely different life in his coma, like all of these things are so totally interesting and like psychologically, and I get the whole idea it was trying to establish that I myself might be in a fake world, which is already something that I have existential dread over, so I don't need any more of that. But you tell me if we were in a fake world, right? Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, well, you know what to do. Like button, subscribe button, notification bell. 3 simple little tasks you can do to help me out and spread this video around YouTube to other viewers. While you're down there, go ahead and check out my other playlists, my social medias. Join me across the board. I have a separate channel where I create content for content creators to help them grow their brand and find discoverability. So if you yourself are a content creator and you want to learn some tips, tricks, and little mindset things that can help you grow, then head over there and check out that channel, subscribe over there, and follow me on my social media so you can keep up with my little micro posts that I give out every once in a while. Also, I stream every Tuesday and Thursday evening on Twitch. So if you have any thoughts, questions, concerns, comments, anything you want to come check out live and ask me your questions, I'll be there to answer them. And I'll probably also be playing some kind of horror game. Alright, thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.